Hi Shambhavi, good evening. How are you?
Very well.
So,
Thank you so much for having me
so
on your.
nice to see you. So nice to see you. So we'll just wait for a minute or two and get started. I
No,
just can't hold on to my excitement. There
no
is so
problem.
much to learn from you. There is
Thank you
just
so
too
much.
much about you.
Thank
So we'll
you.
just give give a minute, about a minute for people to join in. And otherwise, how's Friday evening treating you? Where are you right now? Mumbai?
Mumbai, yes. Home,
Mm. Lovely weather,
indeed.
huh? So we'll just start in a minute. We'll just see people joining in. And what else? What are your weekend plans?
Oh, we were just watching the Runway 34. It was excellent.
Oh, I'm yet to watch it.
Yeah, we just watched. We're like halfway through, and I said, "Let me finish the call with you, the
I know,
live
I
chat."
know. Intermission. Intermission.
Yes.
I know. So I think
So
Shambhavi,
weekend
we should.
plans are basically catching up reading. I got a new Ruskin Bond book. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a beautiful weather to read. So it's been a very long time I've picked up my books to read. So yeah, that. Then I have a few paintings to finish. So that, and then a little bit of a DIYs with my son. Cooking and catching up on sleep. A lot of
I
sleep.
know, I know, I know. A lot of sleep. But I tell you one thing, which being a working mom, those 5 days you have to get up early to prepare tiffins and for rush to your job and all that. But the day where I could sleep, I don't. I mean, I get up earlier than before. I don't know why. I don't know. Even when I try to sleep, because your routine becomes like that. So I often think that I should also be sleeping late, but it actually doesn't happen. I don't know why. But that's great.
The body clock gives us the alarm.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. 5 days, so it's very difficult for me. I keep on snoozing my alarm that 5 minutes more, 5 minutes more, and the days where I can sleep, I just don't sleep.
I
Anyway,
know.
Shami, I think we can get started. I see a lot of people already joined in, and I'm sure many of will watch us later. I'll just put
I'm
this on
sure.
our walls. So a very warm good evening, and thank you very much, Shambhavi, to join.
Thank
You are
you. Thank you
absolutely
so much.
inspiring and a beautiful human being, is what I know. We met at Soda Bottle. I don't know if you recall that.
That
You were
was
with that
like
famous. Yeah, maybe 4 5 years. I came for a team lunch from my office and Anaida was there, and there's this famous actor whom I said that my mom really likes, and she wanted her groom like him
oh,
for my
that's
sister.
yeah.
Remember
That's
remember that conversation?
yeah, yeah.
What's that actor
Nitesh
name?
was
I'm
there.
sorry.
Nitesh Pandey. Nitesh
Uh-huh,
Pandey.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So it was
He's
so
a
lovely. So you were there, but so obviously he's a very famous actor. So I knew him when I saw him, and I was like, wow, I watched all his serials and all that, and but didn't
yeah,
know
he's
that you
a
are also so talented and so much
thank you.
you also do. So great having you, Shambhavi, and we are absolutely thrilled to have you in this life. And you're definitely
Thank
going to be
you.
an asset for our listeners, and I just can't wait to discuss about what all you have accomplished and what all you're going to at such a young age. And you've been an incredible tarot reader, life coach, color therapist, vastu consultant, and what not all. I fall short of words to define. I've been following you through quite few years, and as I'm saying, you're touching millions of lives, lakhs, thousands of people are already in awe of what you do. So you're doing absolutely great work, and I think that's how the life is meaningful and adds purpose. So for those who are a little new to Shambhavi's and her ventures, let me quickly introduce you, Shambhavi. So Shambhavi is an international multi-award winning celebrity tarot reader. She has been reading and interpreting tarot for 23 years now, while she looks only 23, so maybe she started up right after her birth. I don't know. You started, I mean, right after your birth is what I'm assuming. Okay. So apart from tarot, she consults in other modalities like life coach, color therapy, Vastu consultancy. To know about her work and journey, we have pasted her links, her different platforms. You all can follow her and, enjoy the magic she creates. However, in this video also in the comment box or in the description, I would be adding her handles. So you all can, join her and just enjoy her magic. She has also received many, many rewards. She's very, very famous. Okay, she was among the 100 most influential Indians and Women Achievers Award and Women Leadership Award 2022, and so many. So, as a practicing health coach, she has excellent listening skills and right rational to understand your problem and give you a possible solution. So, with all my heart and love, Shambhavi, I welcome you and thank you for taking out your time. Before we begin, a
Thank
few
you
things if you would
so
love,
much.
something you would like to tell to our audience.
Yes, there's so much to talk to them about, so much to share with them about. But one thing I would like to share, whatever you've heard about me, my God, sometimes I feel this is not me. This is I. In fact, I am listening about somebody else. It's not been an easy journey. It's definitely not been an easy journey. But today, where I'm sitting, I feel very accomplished, very contentful, very fulfilled. And those aspiring to be healers and those aspiring, you know, there's a long, long journey ahead of you. It's definitely not easy. I will say one thing to my listeners here today. I started off tarot as my hobby, and today tarot has become my responsibility. The kind of acknowledgements and the kind of titles I am seeing forthcoming for myself, I feel very responsible, connected to what is coming to me. Like every client, every question, every face, every anxious eyes that looks at me, it's like there's a lot of responsibility to the whole thing. It's just not a fun reading, or it's just not to make money out of it. And no, it's not. It's like beyond that.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have invested, I think, half of your life, maybe more than that, and
Yeah.
you have,
Yeah.
so I think this shows that how serious. Usually, if people take it lightly, they would perhaps leave it after years and that. You're to, doing. I wish there was some PhD. You must have been doing a PhD in tarot one day. So I mean, that kind of detailed knowledge you have, and I have seen your passion and your commitment and your results as well. There's so many people to vouch for it. So
Thank
absolutely
you.
a great book. That's what I'm saying. There's one life, and this is how we absolutely make it so meaningful. So great for Shamavi. So before I start, because as I say, for you to introduce you itself, I'm falling short of words because you do so much.
Oh
So
my
before
God,
that,
thank you.
so tell us about your daily routine. Because you do so much in just 24 hours. Your fitness regime. How do you start your day? How do you do? Because I'm sure this healing and all that. What you do, you have to see. You are also a human being at the end of it. So it's very
Absolutely.
important for you also to be sane and positive to spread that happiness. How do you do that?
Absolutely.
As we all know, being humans, we all have those challenges. How do you keep yourself sane, I say, or your fitness regime, at least in terms of physical health?
All right. So like you already know, I have had a very, very busy time of late. And so I will start the morning. So once I drop my son in the morning, that is a little me time I have for myself. So, well, exercise is something I am a little lazy on that. I have to admit it. I wouldn't say that I do yoga, or I wouldn't say that I have a great fitness regime itself, but I love to walk. I love to walk. And mornings, like I said, it's like a very, very tight space to me. I live on the 17th floor. So, what I
Oh,
try and do on the fitness part of it as a lazy me is I try and climb up the
oh,
stairs as
lovely.
far as I can, and sometimes climb down my stairs as much as I can. And I try and do it pretty regularly. Even when I'm on a call or something, I just walk down the stairs and I finish the call while I'm walking down. So it doesn't hit me that, oh, I'm walking down 17 floors and my legs are beginning to hurt. So I'm so engrossed with the calls that I just go down the stairs. This is a little thing I do. I spend a lot of quiet time with myself, and I truly love that. I don't like any noise in the house, like when my son's gone, the help has yet not come. So that little time when I have for myself, I listen to this Buddhist chant called Om Mani Padme Hum. And I
Oh,
put it on really loud, music, like for at least for 5 to 7 minutes. And then I bring down the music and I just look out and connect with the universe.
um,
That is my moment of my connection with the universe, my moment of meditation. There are many ways to meditate. Some or many practitioners, they like to sit down, meditate. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. So I like to meditate when I am doing my work. I am in and around the house, and my ears are concentrating on my chants. So there are specific days I listen to specific mantras, listen to specific chants, I listen to a lot of Science or Charitra, which I have it on the phone. So when I'm cooking or when I'm getting ready for the next day, I play that so that it's there. One thing about me you must know is that I'm somebody who hates to waste time. Even if I'm sitting and watching TV, while my ears are listening to the dialogues, my eyes will be down to do some creative or planning or replying to a customer for the next day or connecting with my team for the appointment for the next day. I am constantly doing something. There's a little story behind it I'll share with you all later, but this is exactly what I do. So my mornings are uh, very powerful, like power packed. And then from 9 o'clock, I start consulting my clients who have already booked their session online, like who cannot come and meet me. And with the cases rising in Bombay, I've once again gone down on meeting clients in person. But yeah, my online session starts from 9 in the morning. I'm on various platforms. So as and when the team confirms my booking from the back end and there, and so I am there. So that goes on till about 12, 11:30, 12. Then I quickly cook. I cook my own meal. I don't rely on the help or somebody. I like to do my own work, clean my own house, be with myself, sort the day,
wow.
arrange my son's room, take out his study books for the next day or for what he needs to study. It's done till 12:30. Then again I sit down to consult my clients, or if there's a life coach session that I need to talk to them, then I catch up chatting with them. That again goes up till about 2. Then from 2 to 4 I take a break. I like to catch up with my afternoon nap for just about 30 minutes, because that really refreshes me. Because there are times in the night I only get to sleep 2 to 3 hours in the night, because I
Okay.
consult different time zones. So I need to be very fresh for them. So,
And
because for me it's night, for them it's afternoon or late noon or early evening. So yeah, so that's how my day goes. And whatever time I get over the weekends, like I was sharing, I like to read. And I used to be an avid reader. I like reading a lot of self-help books. I like to read a lot of books which gives you out some information. There's some learning to take back. Ruskin Bond has
right.
been my favorite one, and I've even authored a book which is on Amazon. It's called Aura. It's about women's accomplishments. Then I've again authored a book on for children that's absolutely free. Everybody who's a Prime video or a Prime member of Amazon can just download it for free. It's called Color and Me. That's to educate the children today, the young adolescents, the importance of colors. So, why is
Wow.
color important? So suppose if I'm a mama and I'm telling my son, don't wear a navy blue, and he will like, why, mama? Read this. Because you will understand why. So that there are two other books which is in pipeline. They are
Wow.
under editing. One is on mythology and the other is on mental health. So subsequently they will also come out. So yeah, I sit and write a lot. And now I'm beginning to, I had started, but it got left due to some personal reasons, but I'm lifting it up again. This is a book like an autobiography of my life. A lot of my clients,
Wow.
my people have asked me. I was penning it, but then it got left. Now it's back to being written again.
I'm so waiting eagerly. I don't read that much, but for sure I'm going to grab your autobiography. It was. So lovely to know you, and then to know you from beginning. I'm sure how wonderful it would be. So please do keep us posted, and
I
you know,
will 100%. But that will still take about a year to come. Writing, proofreading,
I
publishing.
understand.
So I would say by next birthday of mine, I'm planning to put it
Wow,
out. Let's see how far
it's
I
worth the wait. It's worth the wait. You know, we wish you all the best, and we look
Thank you.
forward.
Thank you.
So as in, I mean, if you ask me, when I was growing up, usually, like I'm a computer engineer by qualification. So, usually at that time, careers which you will see would be of, usually that's what we hear is like, maybe a doctor, engineer, or chartered accountant, all those stuff. So, how did you realize that, you know, uh, I mean, this wasn't that famous, getting become a tarot reader or it did not have that due respect also at that point in time, when you must have chosen.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
it
Absolutely.
was, if you ask me, the kind of mindset which previously people had, maybe a lack of awareness or education. And obviously there were cases, right, wherein they used to think that it's not that genuine, they're not this authentic, all those things. But at the same time, now I see people really, the mindset getting changed. Maybe the people, people like you are very much experienced, are doing it for the real helping people, right, and not for any other commercial aspect or any fraud. So I mean, how did you realize that, this is where your interest lies, and, you can have a full-fledged career and perhaps such a respectable career graph? I mean, how did you think of
Thank
that?
you. So I'll tell you, I basically come from a family wherein, as small children, I have seen a lot of puja and a lot of discipline in this aspect. So as a child, I used to be very inquisitive about everything about puja. Like even if we would sit down with my grandfather and I would on a Shivratri day take about 200 the bale patras and we had to clean them. Then we had to sort them. और बिल्कुल भी मतलब किनारे कोने कटे नहीं होने चाहिए थे. फिर हमें चंदन घिसना सिखाया जाता था. उसका एक तरीका होता है. वो हम ना मसाला नहीं पीस रहे कि यूं 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 करें. नहीं, उसका एक तरीका होता है. There's a particular way the hand has to move in which the chandan gets grinded, and then the way that the hand comes, there's a full scientific and a mythological way to do it. So as a small kid, while everybody else would, all my cousins and brothers and sisters would jump around and play around and make those paper boats for the rainy days, I would sit and I would nag my elders, my grandmother, my nani specifically, and my nana, mujhe matao. And so the curiosity was there from the childhood side. After I finished my 10th, so basically I come from Bihar. So in those days, I'm talking about 94, 95, 96, there wasn't much for anybody
Yes.
to do anything in Bihar. If you would go down the history, you will realize it. So after finishing 10th, we had a lot of time. My grandmother insisted that I should learn Reiki. I would
Okay.
say she was the lady who sowed the seed of all this into me unknowingly. She didn't know where I'm sitting today, but she would be very instrumental there. But yeah, so basically, she kind of made me learn Reiki and then to heal yourself, the 21 points in the body. Then after that, she made me do Sahaj Kriya, then Nyas healing, and one after the other, one after the. She would not let me sit. She was like, "Okay, ye kar liya, next this, and you just go on." Then when I was, so I did my college from Bangalore. And when I was leaving for Bangalore, she said, now listen, you are all trained and also you should go there and practice. So I would religiously go and I was living in a hostel. I would practice it in the night and all. Uh, I'm a hotel management graduate. So after I finished my hotel management, before I joined work, there was some time and my Masi was she was living in Bangalore. So I happened to visit her on just a casual visit. I happened to visit her, and that happened to be a full moon night. And I was very intrigued to see what she was doing. She was meditating. There was a udli with fresh flowers and diyas. And as a child, all this was very intriguing for me. And that smell of that chandan, the incense that was burning in her room, and she was sitting in the moonlit night meditating. The whole thing looked very beautiful. And then these tarot cards were displayed on the table, face up. And, that is a time when I saw the cards for the first time. And she was meditating on the cards. So that is the time when I saw the cards and I was like, wow, what is this? Because the colors of the cards were really exciting. But then we didn't have much time. So at the dinner time, I asked her what is the story and what is the card. And she very briefly told me what is all this tarot cards and everything. Fair enough. The story got over there. We finished dinner. Next day, I was back in college soon. My my hotel management got over. I caught up working. Then after a break, I went back to her. Uh, this time I was like very determined that listen, whatever was that, I need to know more. She again sat down, told me the story, and the next thing I tell her was, I want to learn. So she
Wow.
just grabbed me and she says, Chalo. She takes me to a shop. In those days, I'm talking to you about 1999, 98, 1999. There weren't too many tarot card shops like how we have an
Not
Amazon
not not
today.
many
Or,
people must
yeah,
knew this term also. Yeah.
absolutely. So there were
Hmm.
specific shops, and I was in Bangalore with her. So there were
Hmm.
specific shops. So I
Hmm.
remember going to MG Road. There was a shop called Higginbotham's there. So she took me there, and she said, "Select." Select, matlab what select? So she's like, there were a lot of cards on the table. She's like, select, because a tarot reader intuitively picks up the card. I can't pick up for you. Oh, my excitement knew no end. Okay. I selected my first tarot deck. Then she took me to an old masjid, which was the hub of all the crystals. Then she took me. She said every healer has to have a protection crystal with the cards. So I said, oh wow, now I'm learning things. And I was very excited. I went into a small masjid, like head down, and I could barely stand. And the whole place was like full of rocks, 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 shiny. Like how you seen like a treasure thing, you go inside a place and you see pura. So it was something
Yeah.
like that. And she said, select. There were lakhs of stones and I didn't know what to select. Anyways, I picked up a small stone and I said, this is what I want. We left, we went home. She taught me how to begin, how to start, how to read, which is what card and all. Like, I don't remember, 4, 5, 6 hours when sitting with her. I was so tired. I went off to sleep, got up, had lunch, back to hostel. My enthusiasm knew no end. I went around practicing, and then obviously my roommates and batchmates and everybody came to the room and they said, "What are you doing?" Then I started telling. So I started like a fun thing, started reading for my friends in the hostel in college, like a fun thing. Okay, there was
Huh.
she would always
And
say, "Ki, take
at
one
that
degree, but
age,
read it."
and at that age, everybody wants to know something or the other. You know.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
know, in those times in college, there were only three favorite questions: boyfriend, marks, and your placement. There was no fourth question anybody was interested in asking.
Hmm.
And whatever I would say, after some time, people would come back to me and said, "You know what? You said that about this guy, or said that about the placement. It was true." So my confidence with the card was coming. I went back to Masi and I told her, this. So obviously, she gave me more tips to learn, practice, and the journey had already started. So this is how I started my tarot reading.
Absolutely. So your aunt is still practicing, or
No, she's left. She doesn't do.
okay. Yeah.
And
So you
she
can.
she used to do it for her family and for her children. She never did it commercially, or she never made it like a full-time profession, because she is into Reiki. Basically, she's into Reiki. But yeah, it's been so many years I haven't been spoken to her. I don't know where she's. She keeps
You
traveling
should.
so much.
After this call, you should, because we have got an asset like you. I think somewhere she was instrumental. Maybe introducing
Yes,
you to the world. That's what I'm saying. At that point in time, not many of us would even know about it. So, you getting
absolutely.
educated in that field. If not her, I think maybe not sure how you would have got introduced. So I think you should
I
thank her and
really
connect
believe
her.
in that. I think my
And
nani, my masi were very, very influential in guiding me to what I am and to where I am today. Totally.
absolutely, absolutely. So I think that was built in when you were very young. It was inculcated into you to maybe help people and heal people, and as I'm saying, have a purpose in life, and perhaps you are giving purpose to so many. So, as you just mentioned that you used to do you initially began with the fun thing when you were very, very young when you started, and you didn't know that this far you would come, and all those things. So, at that point in time, you find it was okay, but now that, as you say, it is a responsibility. I'm sure some of the predictions may not be in favor of I mean, in favor of that person, or something which that person maybe know it, but would not have preferred that choice. So how do you handle that? Because I'm not sure, I've not much read about it, but if your predictions go slightly wrong or something, I'm sure there will be some people who would perhaps show the aggression or disappointment. So it is challenging. As I'm saying, it is not that easy. Understanding people and their expectations, and being truthful and being honest, or perhaps sometimes diplomatic. So how do you handle that? You got my question, right? I mean, how challenging
Yeah,
it
I
is.
got it. So it's basically like handling a live wire in the hand.
Yeah.
हम 100 वोल्ट का
Please.
झटका हर कॉल हर रीडिंग के साथ अज्यूम करके आगे चलते हैं. Uh, yes, there are very difficult questions at times which is put across to us as healers to ask. To the point, people even ask death of their loved ones, of their in-laws, of themselves, and they expect us to answer. Uh, we have to very delicately answer. Sometimes we as healers see extreme amount of negativity that we need to warn and caution people. I will tell you of a recent call I had with a client where she constantly was asking me about a guy who she wanted to marry, and I would continue to see disaster.
Oh my God.
But the disaster was not because the guy was bad. The disaster was because the guy had a medical issue because of which the marital life would not take off as she had expected. But I kept telling her not this option, not this option, not this option, but she wouldn't get it. Up or dekh lo, up or dekh lo. So I said, wait. If in a bowl you boil milk and the capacity of the milk is only 1 liter, can you add 4 liters? You cannot add 4 liters. What will happen? It will spill over. If the capacity of a person to handle something is only so much, you can't give the person so much responsibility. The person will collapse. A small child is supposed to be a small child, which is why we say a small child. We don't just say a child. So a small child will have a small capacity to deal with a situation, while an adult will have a different capacity. So you give problems to the small child of his intensity level, not of an adult level.
Understood.
Then she probably understood how to do, what to say, how to deal with it. Uh, well, I'm also known to be very firm, direct in my readings. I do not sugarcoat. I say the things very clearly, but definitely not harshly. I explain to my clients if a very difficult situation is seen. I explain to them. I give them the confidence that this is the right thing, the right path for them, and that's when they have to take forward.
Lovely, lovely. So you can only guide them. Rest decision is theirs if they want to,
100%.
follow.
100%.
Okay, so pandemic was a challenging time, I think, which affected all of us. I'm sure you are so qualified, but I think some must have affected you as well. Like all of us, we got crazy for sure. Obviously, I like the thing about pandemic that we all were together, and lot together basically. So, but yeah, so in pandemic, what did you learn, and how are you? One basic takeaway from pandemic which you are now using in your initiatives. What is that one thing?
No, I will say there were two takeaways from pandemic personally for me. I'm a little impatient person when it comes to doing things and getting the result. Like I want patafat, I do the result, I do something and I'm like a small child at times. I wait very anxiously for the results. Pandemic taught me two very important things. The first important thing pandemic taught me was to be patient. And second, to be calm, very calm. No matter what goes around you, stay calm. Stay grounded. Believe in yourself. Because these two things are my biggest takeaway from pandemic, and they are even till date helping me survive in my personal situations, to my clients, to those who get angry, to go those who get upset, to those who scream, to those who shout. I maintain my calmness. I continue telling myself it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Things are going to get better, and that this is the calmness that I have, I pass on to my clients.
Very
Because
nice.
unless until I have the calmness now, my clients will not feel the calmness from me. I
Correct.
have to
And
be very calm, very, very composed to be passing on that confidence. Because
your
pandemic
profession also
was
needs that, yeah.
100%, because pandemic was total house arrest, house lock, no interaction. I Then my son was a 7-year-old son, so handling his energy, handling his anxieties, enthusiasm, dealing with home, finishing up the homework. My husband was to be on call for like 16, 18 hours. So there was no help from him, because he couldn't help. There was all the time he was working. So, it was not easy to be dealing with situations.
Absolutely. But you sailed through, and I think you pass on that strength. So a big salute to
Yes,
you.
happily
So,
sailed through.
tell us about your multiple initiatives, like tarot being only one. So, what you are into, lot many things. If you would just like to brief the listeners about it quickly.
Oh, yes. So I do a lot of things. Tarot is beginning. I'm a life coach, healer, Vastu that you've already spoken. I do something called doodles, which is very unique. Now, what is doodles is like children do the drawing, even we adults do the drawing. Suppose you're talking to me, and while I'm talking on a piece of paper, you will draw your name, initials, or a leaf, or an eye, or something. These are all called doodles, and we often, do this whether we are sitting at the doctor's clinic or just, talking to a friend on the phone. We have a pen and paper, and we always land up scribbling. These doodles are psychological interpretations of the mind. So
Okay.
sometimes when my clients choke up and they are not able to talk, I leave them with a pen and paper. Or sometimes deliberately I make my clients wait and I leave them with a pen and paper to write their questions. And then I see, what are their drawings on the paper. I'm also a handwriting and a signature analyst. I create logos and visiting cards as per Vastu. So
Wow.
not every logo and every visiting card is a success. Not every visiting card will make an impact. Your visiting cards have to be created as per Vastu. Even your visiting card has a Vastu. It has a north, it has an east, it has a south, it has a center, it has. So you need to know what needs to be placed where so that your name is very powerful. I create logos basis your in unique birth dates, colors, numbers, zodiac patterns. There's something called switch words that I work with. Switch words are those strong words that connect with your subconscious level. For example, if you tell somebody, I love you, the eyes will start sparkling and there'll be a smile and there'll be that beautiful feeling. But if the same time you tell somebody, I hate you or you're a stupid person, stupid, hate, love, these are very, very strong switch words. So I deal and I heal with these switch words. There are many therapies I do. One of them is the art therapy. Then I do the music therapy. I heal people through music. I heal people through art. So there are many things that I do. I love to paint, so I do a lot of Vastu related paintings for my clients if I have to give them or gift them or suggest them or
That's so
I get an
sweet.
order. So yes, I do a lot of children workshop. So I used to be associated with a lot of daycares and schools and do a lot of workshops. But yes, so many things.
Absolutely. And as we discussed, you've been doing it for years and you have touched thousands and millions of lives. And I know it's difficult to pick, but still, if you can pick one of the most memorable where, you even didn't know that your predictions would, so much change somebody. Matlab, you have that power, a human having a power to change it. Is there any such impactful, if you can pick one? If you, something
Uh,
comes in your.
yeah, very briefly, very quickly, I'll tell you. There used to be this girl in a restaurant, and she used to be a little different from the others. And every time I would go to the restaurant, she would, very warmly come to me and service me and all that. One day I finished my reading and I was leaving. When I saw her, she was scribbling something on a tissue paper. I used to write columns for a local newspaper. And I just picked up her tissue paper. I clicked the picture and I shared it with the editor of the newspaper. And I said, why don't we feature her like one of the hidden gems of our area? And he quite liked the idea. He said, definitely. So I was there at the restaurant again. And this time when she came to speak to me and asked me, ma'am, water, coffee, whatever. So I said, I want 30 minutes of your time. She was like, why, ma'am? What did I do? Don't complain. Did I do anything wrong? I said, I want to interview you. She started crying. She said, I'm a very simple girl who lives in a chawl, ma'am. I have nothing to say, nothing to speak. But I said, come, I will ask you questions. So I interviewed her. She was an excellent artist, and she was just losing her skill behind the service because she had to earn money for living. Her biggest dream was to do a painting exhibition, which I told her when I was interviewing. Yeah, at that same fine dine restaurant where she was servicing, she would do her first exhibition. She did her first exhibition. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it because I was not in town then. She did. It was a big success. She was later on covered in news, in movie,
Wow.
uh, yeah, she was covered on TV. She was covered on news, and a lot of other people covered her. Now she runs her own tattoo and her art space where she teaches. She's an excellent tattoo artist. And she keeps coming back to me for guidance. She keeps coming back and saying, ma'am, what more? How much can I do more? Because she said, "Ki that day, had you not given the confidence after pandemic, she said, I didn't know what to do. Because in the pandemic, everything had shut and she was going through difficult time. The restaurant shut, it never opened. But that skill, that confidence that she had in her hand, I told her, this is it. You are your own boss, and never in life will you go back to working for anybody. And in
Wow.
between, when she connected with me, I said, now every person who comes to you to do a tattoo, give them a part of you. So go to any restaurant or anything, pick up an empty bottle. The times when you're free doing nothing, pick up a small bottle of color, paint it, put a little light in it, and give it to the person. Give light to people. The light will come back to you. And she's
Nice.
exactly done that. She shared it with me. I have yet to share it on social media. But yes, it's very encouraging to see that, small advices, small words of motivation, people really, really take it to heart and they're actually following it.
Absolutely. So wonderful. So lovely to hear you. So while you have brought smiles and have changed the lives with your magic of common people like us, I mean, couple of you, because you're an international celebrity tarot reader. So some of the celebrities whom you have worked with, if you could share.
So, there are many actually. Kubra Seth, the girl who played Cuckoo in the Sacred Games,
Hmm.
she was the one. Miss Malini,
Wow.
Malini Agarwal. Yeah, we did a small session for her and a few of her girls. Then actually so many of them. Pooja Bedi.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, Pooja Bedi. So there were many, many, many of them who've like come. Some don't like to be named, some like to be named. So
I
yeah.
understand. But I did see you with lot of with Sishir sir also. So you know him or
Yes.
is he real?
Oh, Shishir
So
is a very, very dear friend. Very dear
okay,
friend. I met
okay,
him through another friend only. So yeah. No, Shishir and I are friends. So there's no
okay,
tarot.
okay. Lovely, 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 lovely. Nice. So it is so lovely, interacting with you. But just before you leave, a quick 2 minute rapid fire. Okay, so you just have to quickly answer and don't
Yes.
have to think much. Okay. So
And
what angers you and what gives you hope?
angers me, latecomers, people who don't value time. Hope, Oh, every day is a new hope. Every day is a new beautiful day.
Absolutely. Two things people don't know about you.
My trials, like what they feel healer's journey is like a cakewalk. No, it's not. We are the candle. We have to burn ourselves first before we give that light. So honestly,
Absolutely.
people don't know the tough part, the tough space that I have gone through to be sitting here, to be healing lives, and to bring in so much empathy and experience to each and every reading. It's not easy.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to keep that brave front, that's what I'm saying, just spreading happiness at the same time. That is what I began our conversation with, that there would be many days where you're not feeling okay, we are all humans, right? And or maybe you're not sad because of something has happened to you. Maybe you had previous session which was heavy, or sometimes we get sad listening to people, sometimes not because of our own
Absolutely.
agony or pain, but being humans, we are sensitive, we see pain all around. I mean, I personally get very affected if I see somebody in pain. I don't know, and so
You know,
that
there
that
has actually been some moments wherein something has been really bothering me, and I have a session booked. I cannot cancel the session because the person on the other side is very eagerly waiting for me to come. There has been situations on my head. I've actually had tear in my eyes, cleaned it, gulped a glass of water, washed my face, put up the smile, and I am there to heal the person. You know,
and they won't
it's
even
not
realize that.
big.
Yeah, and
It's
they won't
not
even
big.
realize that. Yeah, absolutely grateful. That is, you need to be really brave and strong in real sense. There's only thing strong, strength to be strong yourself, strength uh, to understand their pain and still not getting affected by that and still stay strong.
Yeah, sometimes people say that, oh, you're weak or, you show emotions. No, we are not weak. We are very empathic about and towards people. We are extremely empathetic because why we are empaths is because I feel just by looking into somebody's eye, I actually know what the person is going through. So, one has to be very empathetic towards it, which most people don't get it and they feel, oh, you're weak. No, we are not. We
Not at
healers
all,
can
not
never
at
be weak. Never
You're
be
like
weak.
humans, real sense humans. We are very sensitive and you
Yeah,
understand them.
actually. Absolutely.
No way, no way. Is there any advice you would like to give your younger self? Do you think anything you could have done better when you were young?
No, I think I'm happy with myself as to what I've done. Like I said, I hate to waste time. There was this little situation in my life wherein I was diagnosed wrong and I had actually hit the deathbed. And for 1.5 days, I actually was unconscious. This was way back when I was a kid. And I had jaundice and it had relapsed like thrice. I was gone. I mean, I was unconscious. I didn't know what was happening, but everybody around me was dancing as though I was genuinely gone. People were visiting, parents were upset. So it was a tough time. When I revived back, I recalled my mother telling me that you were not responding and you were not well, and she was reading the science Charitra to come back. And I don't know, after the time I've come back, and then there was another accident in Pune that I had that gave me 7 stitches on my head. I think
Mm.
these two incidents, when I was in the hospital in the ICU looking at people, somebody passing away and somebody, not well and the family members crying, I realized one very important thing at a very early age. We all come with very limited time span. Very, very limited. हमें पता ही नहीं है ना हमारा end date कब आ जाएगा. So there
कल
is
का ही
no
नहीं पता.
point in wasting time. There's just no point. I'm talking to you today, tomorrow I might not be there. So there's no point in wasting time and at the deathbed, realizing, oh shit, I wasted time. No.
It's bad.
Even if there is a disappointment in my life, no, I like to deal with it. Ki it's today. Tomorrow is a new day. Wipe your tears up, wear your clothes, dress well, look well, smile at yourself, do something nice. Today somebody asked me, I'm feeling low. I said, eat something that you want, dress well, look at yourself, beautiful weather, click a lovely selfie and post and see how many people will love you for who you are. People actually do this and it brings a smile on their face. So, my piece of advice to every single person listening now, later, whenever, Life is very short. Do not waste time. Do not carry grudges. People come, people go. Don't lose yourself because there is somebody there waiting for you to smile, somebody there waiting for you to say hi or hello to them. But don't lose your hope and don't waste time because this is one thing that never comes back in life, no matter
I wish
what.
I wish I keep just listening to you. You're just so soothing. It's absolutely well said. And as I said, there'll be people who may not like you. There'll be people your frequency won't match, but that is fine. You should look at that set of people who appreciate you, who love you, and who are positive. So even
Absolutely.
I try to
Absolutely.
be with people who are very positive and try to stay away from
No,
people
I have
who.
learned people are two, either a lesson or a reason. We choose what we make them.
I
And
understand.
there are many who will cross our paths. There are many who will come and go. We don't need to lose ourselves. Either they are a lesson or they are a reason. There can't be a third thing.
Absolutely. So well said. A lesson or a reason. Absolutely, Shambhu. So much to learn from you there. Every statement which
Thank
you said.
you.
So, it was a rapid fire though. To describe yourself in 3 words.
I'm compassionate. I am dedicated, and I'm an empath.
No, that we can also describe you. That's so much. Okay, one last thing. So, do you Google yourself? If yes, why?
Yeah, yeah, of course, I Googled myself uh, just to know ki how much of me is there in the social media. Uh, what are people reading about me? Is it correct? Is it not correct? Whatever they read, is it good enough to inspire them? It doesn't mean that every person who reads has to come and get a reading done and give me money. No, I also believe a lot into the blessings. If by listening to me, reading about me, if somebody's problem is getting healed, I feel even that is a blessing. So I do keep a check on what's on the Google, how much of me is on the Google, and yeah. And I proudly
Yeah.
say, Google has eight dedicated pages on me, and I feel extremely proud about it because there was a time when I used to uh, look at other people's Google pages and see, oh my God, when will I have that page? And today I feel that wow, not one, not two, not three, not four, eight Google pages, full
Wow.
Google pages are there. Google up about me and just Shambhavi Tarot For You or Shambhavi Tarot. Just Google and you will see what details are there about me, my pictures, the client testimonials, everything.
Soon you'll have a book on Google, Shambhavi, the way you're progressing. So many congratulations. So as I said, I wish this session doesn't end, but I'm sure we're running on time. So one last message to our listeners before we say a final goodbye tonight.
Last message. Uh, Seriously, guys, it's a very, very short life. Love. दिल से प्यार करो, दिल से मस्ती करो, दिल से हंसो. You never know when is the last. Don't waste time and don't bother. People will come and go, relationships will come and go. What matters is you, how you pick up yourself and how you move out and spread the positivity, because what people is looking is at you. They're not looking at your pain, they're not looking at what you're going. The pain is inside, the pain is for you to learn. So stay positive, love, don't carry grudges, forgive easily, and be the best you every single time you step out and come in people's contact.
So
Thank you.
wonderful. And last but not the least, whenever you feel any doubt on it, contact Shambhavi. We have all the handles in the comment box.
Thank you so
So,
much. Yes, please do follow me. It will be nice to see, and I will be happy to inspire you through my life's journey, through things. My book is out for all of you who want to read my book. It's called Aura. It's on Amazon. Then Color and Me, again, it's a free book on color. Please download it, give it to your friends, children, read about colors and what and why I kind of speak so much about color. See, my house is yellow. See, it's
yes.
not a cream, it's not a white, it's something. I'm a color therapist. So, yellow is a color of happiness. It
Oh,
makes me happy. Yes. See, my couch is an orange. So it's
Mm.
like, again, it's like a color which is like, healing you. So even
Mm-hmm.
if I'm sitting on the couch and talking to you, the couch is inspiring, it's healing. So
Okay,
yes.
one last thing I would just ask from you, if there's some quick tip. So, in for professional life is a little challenging. So, any quick tip if I can keep on my office table, like I'm doing work from home. So, anything which can bring
So two I
some.
will give you. See, every time you
Mm-hmm.
ask one, I come back with give you two.
You're
First,
lovely,
keep the table clutter free. Okay, don't
Yep.
have too many things. Second,
Huh.
there is a stone called pyrite. You get
Okay.
it with it's an expensive stone. It's called a fool's gold also. It attracts money, it attracts luck. So keep a pyrite, keep a tourmaline, keep a tiger's eye. Now, these three things you should keep it. Keep a selenite. Selenite is basically that kind of, balances the negativities. You don't get selenite, you can keep quartz on the table. You can keep it in a small glass bowl, put up little salt, put all these stones in that, and keep it in front of you. Pyrite is something, if you're talking to your boss, client, wherever, you can hold the pyrite in your hand and you can just toss it or play around with. If you feel that you are getting irritable, anxious, annoyed, hold the tourmaline or the tiger's eye, it will absorb your negativity. Most importantly, keep a glass of water on the table and keep sipping it every some time. So whatever your negativity is there, nazar is there, it just keeps going down. If you're dealing with work, business, where the money is coming to you, keep a small glass with a full lime in it. That attracts clients, that attracts money, that attracts positivity, and it also absorbs any kind of an evil eye. So there's
Wow.
so
So
many things to do.
full
Full
lemon.
lemon. Yes, full lemon in the water.
And for how many days we can keep? Like few days.
As long as the lemon doesn't get spoiled, keep it.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Ideally,
much.
change it every Friday, but keep it
Hmm.
as long as it's there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when life gives you lemon, put it in a glass of water and keep near your table.
Make a lemonade.
Yeah, yeah. I just seen that saying to you. So thank you so much, Shambhavi. It was
My
absolutely
pleasure.
inspiring and you're
Thank
just
you.
wonderful. And
Thank you so much.
thank you. Wish you a lot of happiness and may God bless you and you keep healing us,
Thank you.
all
Thank
of
you.
us. And thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. Take
Thank
care.
you
Bye.
so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love you all. Thank you, Gautam. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being there. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.